important topic. Just let me kind of tell you where I'm coming from. Like Senator Durbin, I've been working on this for a very long time. The flow has changed. Used to be a lot of adults, mostly single males, trying to evade capture to come into the country to work. Family members were brought, but not in the numbers that they are today. Most of illegal immigration is economically driven. Most people come here to try to get work where they can't find it home. America's a better place to live in terms of security. I understand that. But what's happened now is that you're having large numbers of families with small children coming, trying to get caught. They're not evading capture. They're going into the first Border Patrol agent they can find and say, here we are. We want to claim asylum. Under our law, you're entitled to a hearing. Under the Flores decision, we can only hold a minor for 20 days. And that's that's not enough time to adjudicate the claim. So then if you don't want to separate families, what do? If you don't want to have family detention centers, what we're doing is letting people go. Word is out on the street in Central America that if you make it to the United States, try to get caught, don't evade capture, claim asylum, and your chances of being deported are very, very low. I'm trying to do something about that. And what I'm offering to my Democratic colleagues is let's do something about why they leave to begin with. Cutting off the aid was a decision the administration made. And again, if you don't invest in Central America, this never ends, but you can't buy your way out of this. So what I'm trying to do, Senator Durbin, is change our laws for a period of time to tell people, don't take this journey, don't risk your own lives, don't risk your children's lives, don't come to America in such large numbers. You can apply for asylum in your home country or a refugee center in Mexico that meets international standards to have a break from the numbers that are overwhelming our border. In return, invest heavily, smartly into Central America so that they will not be required to leave to begin with, or there'll be some hope to stay. I don't know what else to do. I'll be glad to have a hearing about the effect on children. I just want to know what the journey's like, not just what it's like to get here. The point is, I am trying to find a way to fix this problem, and I've come to conclude the following. If you don't change our asylum laws, you never fix this. There's not enough of money you can invest in Central America to make it better than the United States. And as long as people believe they get into the United States, set one foot on our soil, claim asylum, they're home free, particularly if they bring a small child, they're going to take us up on that offer. And I'd like to change that narrative, and I'm willing to do things in Central America and other places in a bipartisan fashion to change that narrative. But if that narrative doesn't change, you better be appropriating $10 billion every quarter to deal with the humanitarian conditions, because we're going to have a lot of Central America coming to our border, taking up us on the offer of staying and being released. So I don't know what to do other than keep trying. I'm going to the border. I wish we could do it together, but apparently we can't. I'm going to talk to the President Saturday. I have concerns about going after people who've been here a long time, just like you do. But somebody needs to send a signal to the people coming to stop. And we're talking about deporting people, Senator Durbin, who have been through the legal process and lost. They've had their day in court, and they lost, and they didn't show up. They're hiding out in the country. And I think a reasonable place to start would be people who've just got here, so they don't get ingrained in society, and you have problems down the road. So I don't know what to tell the President. The Congress seems to be incapable of doing much. He seems to want to make a deal. Let's take him up on it. But deal to me, to my Democratic colleagues, has to be a timeout on the asylum system as it exists today for a year or two, just to get order to chaos. And I'm willing to deal with the underlying problems in a robust fashion and try to persuade the President to do that. But somebody's got to stop this flow. And I'll just end with Senator Cornyn. And I didn't take what Senator Feinstein said to be blaming our folks. I didn't. It's just a reality. I don't know how many of you have been overseas, been to the camps where the Yazidis were being housed after living under ISIS. I've seen a lot of traumatized people. I've seen a lot of traumatized children. And if it doesn't break your heart, there's something wrong with your heart. So let's try to come together and fix this, and I'll be glad to have a hearing about the conditions.